Hey guys, how you all doing? I'm Paul the Tech Giant and welcome back to all my regular subscribers and a big warm welcome to all my new viewers. Now today I'm going to be unboxing and testing out this 55-inch Samsung TU8000 TV. And I will be unboxing this in my regular manner, and the way that I'll be doing that is giving you guys a tour around the outside of the box, giving you the dimensions of the box itself. Then we'll move on and unbox the TV. We'll take a little tour around the back of it, see what inputs and outputs it's got. Again, I'll give you some more measurements of the like mounting holes and such like on that. Then we'll take a look at the supplied accessories. Now, once we have done that, and this is fingers crossed, and depending on if I've got the right bolts or not, we will try and wall mount the TV. If I haven't got the right bolts, then I will put it onto its supplied feet, but hopefully I will do. And yeah, once we've then got it up on the wall and all up and running, I'll give you guys a little tour of like the menus and maybe try out some demos and give you guys a little taste of what it sounds like. Now, if you are new to the channel, I will be leaving links in the description to my other unboxing videos, and most recently I unboxed this Samsung 55-inch Q80T, and over the coming days, just for a bit of fun, I will be doing some comparison videos between this QLED and this 8 Series Samsung TV. Whilst we're on the subject of those two TVs, I just want to say a really big thanks to the guys at box.co.uk for sending over both of the TVs for me to unbox and test out for you guys. And if you want to know all the specs, the latest prices, and even pick up one of these TVs for yourselves, then I will be leaving a link in the description. And Box also have all the latest Samsung TVs, you know, all their QLEDs, and at the moment they do have an offer on where selected QLEDs are eligible for cashback. So please go check them out. Right, let's move on now, and we will start off by taking that tour around the outside of the box. And as we can see, this is the Samsung Crystal UHD 8 Series TU8000. Smart TV powered by Tizen, and it is 55 inches. Moving on up, and it goes on to tell us it's a crystal display, experience optimized color that will stay crisp and vivid. Crystal processor 4K, feel every shade of colour as intended in powerful 4K. Sorry if I'm a bit slow reading this, it's a bit awkward to see through my camera. Boundless design, see the picture, not the TV. HDR, see the stunning detail in every scene. 4K Ultra HD connected, complies with CTA certified requirements. Alexa built in, Google Assistant, and my personal favourite, works with Apple AirPlay. Moving up to the top of the box now, and we have instructions on how to unpack it. So open up from the top and remove the guide, then remove the accessories. Then we have to fold down the back of the box. I'll show you how to do that in a bit, and then lift out the TV. But this is a important bit of information here for anyone who wants to know the width, should I say, of the tabletop stand feet there. As you can see, they look quite wide, and I know this is a concern for quite a few people when buying TVs with feet like this, is that they won't fit on their stand. But on the top here, it does give measurements, and the distance between the 2 feet is 1030.1 millimeters, with a margin error of +1 to +10 millimeters. Now I'm going to move on and take some measurements of the box. Reason why I do this is for anyone who maybe wants to go and pick one up for themselves and wants to transport it in their car, or just wants to store the box anywhere. It's a very popular thing that I do. Something that I find useful when I'm purchasing such a product. So we will start off with the width of the box, and that is 137 centimeters, or approximately 54 inches. Then the depth is, what's that, 16 centimeters, or 6¼ inches. And the height is just a fraction under 84 centimeters, or 33 inches. Now we've got those measurements out of the way, I think it's time we crack on and open up the box. So I've got my trusty knife here, and just going to break the seal on this tape on the top. Fold back these flaps. And first off, we are presented with our quick setup guide. Then we have our bag of goodies there, which contains the remote control instructions and so on and so forth, which we will take a look at again in a bit. Then we've got a sticker there, 2020 new crystal UHD. Then we have the feet. So this is going to make up your, basically the tabletop stand for the TV. Very light those. And now what I'm going to do is just spin this TV round and show you guys the perforations that we've got going down here, both sides. So what we need to do now is just break along those perforations so we can have easier access to getting the TV out. And then just fold that down like so. Now I've just been informed by my darling daughter here that in order for her to give me a hand to get the TV out of the box, she wants me to promote her new YouTube channel. So I'll be leaving a link in the description to her channel, which is called Gemma E, correct? Yeah, right. So I've done my plug now. You've had your plug, you going to give me a hand? No. No? Tough, you give me a hand. Right, let's crack on. Now we have got the TV out of the box and onto the floor, we shall take a look at the inputs and outputs on the back of the TV. And these are on the right hand side, as if you were looking at the TV straight on. Now starting off from the bottom, we have antenna in. Then we have HDMI 1, HDMI 2, which is EARC, and 2 USBs. Moving across to the right slightly, we have a third HDMI and digital optical out. And then we have our red, white and yellow audio video out. And then we have our LAN cable. Moving on to the middle now, and we have our 4 holes for our wall mounting bracket bolts. And I'll be giving you the dimensions of those holes and the type of bolts that you're going to be needing in just a minute. And then we move on to our power cord input. Moving on down to the bottom of the panel now. And we have a multi-function button there. So if you haven't got the remote control to hand, you can still operate the basic functions and turn the TV on and off. What I'm going to do now for you guys is take the measurements of these holes and the distances to the outside of the TV. So we have dimensions of 20 centimeters by 20 centimeters. Now going from the top bolt hole to the top of the TV is approximately 21 centimeters, and that's 8¼ inches. Then from the top again to the outside this is from the middle of the hole, is just a fraction over 52 centimeters, which is 20.5 inches. And then from the bottom of the panel to the bottom hole is 30 centimeters, or that is 1 foot. Now moving on, and I've got some good news, and that is I am going to be able to wall mount this TV. I've got my brackets just here, but unfortunately, due to being in lockdown here in the UK, I'm unable to get the perfect size bolts, so I'm having to budget with these at the moment with a load of spacers. But if and when you can get hold of the correct bolts, the ones that you're going to need are 20 to 22 millimeter M8 bolts, and obviously you're going to require 4 of those. Moving on to the accessories pack now. Let's just tear this open. So we have our power cable, and what I'm going to do now is just quickly measure it for you guys. So this power cable comes in at 1 meter 50 centimeters or 59 inches. Moving on now, and we have got a few things in this little pocket. I do like the way that Samsung do this. They've lay it out in nice neat compartments. So we've got 2 packs of batteries there, 1 AAA, 1 AA. We've got a, is it the common interface or something like that? Something that I never use. Then we have our little stylish remote control there. As you can see, it's in black with silver little volume up and down and channel up and down buttons there. Looks very nice. Got your microphone as well there on the end for your voice commands. Do like that remote, feels nice in the hand. It is plastic, but still the ergonomics of it are pretty decent, to be fair. Then moving on, and we have our second remote. This is like your budget remote. Let's just crack this one open. And no microphone on this one. A bit more basic. If I just show you the other one, bigger, but has, sort of a lot more buttons on it. We've got our shortcuts there for Netflix, Prime Video, so on and so forth. So yeah, just your basic sort of a generic Samsung remote. And finally, we have all our sort of warranty registration and user manual. Right, next step is to get this TV onto the wall. And once again, I've got my daughter to give me a hand. And I see that she's changed for this one. I think she's trying to plug her channel where she tries various clothes on. But anyway, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, let's crack on and get the TV on the wall. So. Now comes to my favourite part of any unboxing of a large screen TV, and that is peeling off the protective film. And as you can see, we've got these strips either side of the TV. These just offer a bit of protection for when you're lifting it. And so at this point, normally I peel this back and reveal the fresh screen underneath. But I'm a bit gutted because as I was just taking a closer look, I realised that there actually isn't nothing. There is literally just these strips down the side, and that is about as good as it gets as a protective film on it, really. So yeah, a bit gutted that I can't do a big film removal, but this is about as good as you're going to get. Bit of a flop, that one, to be honest. Now that we've got those 2 small pieces of protective wrapping removed, I've gone ahead and connected up the power cable and an HDMI cable. So all that is left is to power on the TV for the very first time. We have got a red LED standby indicator there. So let's hit that power button. There we are presented with Smart TV powered by Tizen. And now that it is booted up, we are presented with some animations saying how we can go about setting up this TV for the first time. Now you can use one of the supplied remote controls, or you can download an app to your Android or iOS device, which is the Samsung SmartThings app, and set it up that way. Now, I'm going to use the app on my Samsung phone to set the TV up, and I won't bother boring you guys with that. So once I'm done, I'll meet you guys on the other side. Now, just getting to the end of the setup process, and we are presented with this page here where it says you can create your own smart hub below. And we are given a few options of apps we can add right out of the box. And one of those apps is the brand new Apple Music app. So that is really good to see that there, and something that I thought it was worth mentioning. So I'm going to agree to add that. So we're just going to scroll along, highlight that with the remote control, and as you can see, it's just popped up there. And if we go to, say, BritBox and click on that, that will also add that to that hub bar there. So let's just press done and then continue. Setup is now complete, so I'm going to give you guys a little tour around the menus. I'm going to start off by pressing the home button on the remote control, and this brings up your main apps along the bottom there. Starting off from the left, and we have our settings there, which is basically like shortcuts to your most sort of common things, and you can easily access them then just by pressing up and scrolling along. Moving across from that, then you have your source, search, and then your app store. And just take a quick look at that. Fires up nice and quick, no like hanging about or anything like that. And got all your editor's choice there, most popular, downloaded apps, and then you've got your different categories where you can search for your apps. So let's just come back out of that. Then you have got ambient mode. Now, I'm not going to show it in this video, but it's quite a nice little feature that, and it's something that I will be making a separate video on. Moving across to the apps now, and obviously these will all depend on what pre-installed ones you get, depending on where you are in the world. But as you will see, as I'm moving across between each of these apps, you get like a sub menu come up, which then gives you shortcuts to different things that are on there. So Netflix is an example. I go across to that, and then I can go straight up and go to Tiger King, which is great. Then you can just jump straight in, and you know, do the same there with like your catch up there as well, which is really handy. So it'll put up the most popular and latest sort of things to be shortcutted to there. But my favourite app, as I said at the start of the video, has got to be the Apple TV app. Reason being that it's just got such a wide selection of 4K HDR content, and more often than not, they are the cheapest place to buy 4K HDR content. So I highly recommend the Apple TV app. Going to now show you guys the main picture settings. So we're going to press on settings on the remote control. And let's have a look what preset picture modes there are. So we have dynamic, standard, natural, and movie. So now if we go into the expert settings, I just want to show you guys something. So these are all our options just in here. I'll just quickly scroll down through those so you can see what things you get to play around with. But something that has changed this year, and that is the fact that they have done away with the actual backlight adjustment on here. That's been done away with, and now that is replaced with brightness. So if we do, I've gone too far over now. If I go to brightness, that now just increases or decreases the actual brightness, if you want to look at it like that, but as we know it, the backlight. Now if you would adjust the brightness previously, that would have like sort of washed out the image or made it darker. Why they've done this, I don't know. Maybe it just makes more sense to some people calling it brightness as it did to calling it backlight. So just thought I'd clear that up because some of you guys may be confused to why you've not got that option there for a backlight. Moving on down through the settings to general now, and I just want to show you guys the game settings on this one. So we're going to go down to general, external device manager, and game mode settings. So we've got it off at the moment. If I just turn that on, got the option there for auto. And yeah, it's a bit more limited on this model compared to other ones that I've tested, such as the QLEDs. No FreeSync obviously on this one, so you've got your Game Motion Plus, and that's about it really. So you've got your motion handling there and just game mode on, off or auto. Moving on to a piece of demo footage now, and this is footage that I actually shot myself in 4K HDR. Well, I say HDR, it's actually in fact in HDR 10 plus. And if I just show you guys that now, where are we? There we are, HDR 10 plus. And yeah, doesn't look too bad at all. Not to the sort of levels that I'm seeing on the QLED TVs, but obviously this is, you know, a hell of a lot cheaper. Let's just change up that picture setting there. So we've got it on standard. Just change it to natural and see how that looks. Sorry if I can't show the best demo footage out there, but because of copyright reasons, I am restricted to what I can show. That's not looking too bad. If I just step back a little bit over here, put it on a slightly wider angle. Again, it's not the brightest TV out there. You know, you would need to step up to the sort of QLEDs to get that extra brightness. But then not everyone requires an overly bright TV. And let's just change it up one more time. Now we go to the full-on dynamic mode where everything's pumped up to 110%. There we go. Again, let me know what you think. Right, what I think we do now is fire up some music and see what these speakers are like. Bit of no copyright sound music now. Again, I can't play the latest chart music due to copyright restrictions, so this will have to do. So let's turn up the volume a bit and we're going to have a look at the settings. So we'll leave it at 40 for now. And we're going to go into sound settings. And at the moment it is in standard. But you also have adaptive sound and amplify. Tell you what, we'll put it on amplify. Give it the best chance going. Leave it on 40. Let's increase it a bit up to 50. Turn it up a bit more. So turn it up to 70 now. Again, let me know what you think of the sound. I know it's always hard to sort of judge what these sort of things sound like because you know you're listening to it through my phone and through whatever you're listening to it on, but you know, go and compare it to the QLEDs that I've tested out before. And this is where I am noticing the difference between, you know, this cheaper TV and some of the QLEDs. is, you know, the sound. Obviously, you know, there is differences in the picture as well, but it's not got as much of a fullness to it. But again, you know, not everyone requires a TV that's going to be banging out the tunes. It says turn it right up now. To be fair, it's got quite a bit of volume. Yeah, so it's the low end that it seems to be missing out on compared to other TVs that I've tested. You know, it's got the volume there. That was one problem with the Q9TR. Yeah, it had the depth, but it didn't have the volume, which was a shame for, you know, a big TV and an expensive TV. So just give it one more time at full volume and see what it sounds like. So there you go. Gonna finish off now with one more piece of demo footage from Samsung. Now I will be doing some gaming testing with this TV. I have previously included gaming footage in my unboxing video, but I've decided that I'm going to do it actually separate. So if you guys want to see that, then make sure that you subscribe to the channel. We'll be testing out the Xbox One X and PS4 Pro on this TV. No, it don't look too bad at all. You know, you've got to take the price into consideration. There you have it then, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed that video today, and if you did, I would really appreciate a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, then maybe think about subscribing for more of the same in the future. So, thanks very much for joining me today, and hopefully I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye for now.